Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Harmony. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button? Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. There's also a link for the Discord in the description below. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into it. So there's a couple of ways we can look at this move from the top. We can count as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this down into this low point, where we look at this as a five wave move into here, a flat, 3 down here, fourth is a triangle, and a fifth down. So potentially we can argue this is completed, and we could either be looking for the start of a 3 wave move to the upside and then looking to continue after that point, or alternatively this could become a trend to the upside. So this is something that we're just keeping an eye on. We don't have enough information at the moment, so we cannot say that this is a low confirmed. We need to just see how the waves play out. Okay, so the other way, I want to just briefly touch on a couple of these. We can also argue, if we count this slightly different from the top here, that we have a 1 2 1 2, in which case we would actually still have a fourth wave. So for the most part, this would be the rejection zone for that fourth wave, this 3167 to this 4615. So we need to be careful in this zone, whether we actually come up here, face rejection, and then actually look to move down. So this target area is indicated here, 6982437. So this is a zone where we could actually be looking to break down if we do see one more 5-wave structure to the downside. So this would be something we're looking out for. So if we develop 5-wave move here, it would be indicating to me that this option is playing out. However, if we have one of the other options play out, the structure down will be different. So the other way I'm still looking for it, as long as we stay below this 3410, is the potential that we could see this rather as a diagonal. And the way that we'd be looking at this is that potentially this would be a 1, 2, looking for this as a 3-wave, 4, and 5. So if this is the case, we can't cross this 3410, and what we would want to see is 3-wave structure breaking down. Then we would see this corrective move in 3 waves up, 3 waves down again to complete. So we'd have to just monitor how this plays out if this does happen, because the diagonals don't follow the same rules as impulses, so sometimes working out these thirds and fifths can be a little bit tricky, so we just got to give it a bit of time. And if we get a third wave down here, we'll be able to project the maximum distance this wave 5 can go. But if it is a contracting diagonal, then effectively this fifth wave can fall short. So we just need to be aware of that as the moves as we look at the moves later on. So it's 2 ways I'm looking at this. Either we can subdivide this in the middle here as an A, B, and a C, potentially to the upside here. And then what we'd be looking for is the fact that this could potentially look to break down from this point. Alternatively, the 1-to-1 is slightly higher here, this 3-2-1-4. The sub waves within this are very choppy and overlapping. So either we have a diagonal within here, or we're actually getting some further extension. If we start to break above this 3410, then basically this would invalidate this diagonal potential here, but it wouldn't invalidate the potential of still having that fifth wave. And alternatively, we can argue that this would potentially become a bigger structure here, though the fourth wave would be a lot bigger than the wave 2. So I don't really want to look at it like that. I'd rather look at it as this as a separate fourth from here, where we get a zigzag. But that would only be confirmed really by breaking back down below this 938. So until we do, we need to just bear in mind that we can find support and look to push up. So we're going to go over some of these options now. And effectively, what we'd be looking for here is effectively like this. So we can count this in 2 ways. Like I said, either we can count this as an A wave into here, or we can say we're getting extension within the fifth in a diagonal. We would be looking at this whole move into here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then potentially this is a fifth to the upside here. So if this is the case, what we'd be looking for, let me come down into the smaller time frame for this now. Effectively, what we'd want to see in this to this end here would be a 3-wave move. We don't really have good structure at the moment, and there isn't anything sort of indicating to me that we are going to actually have this play out currently. But if we do maintain this zone here of this 2493, we can argue that we could potentially look to push up for this fifth wave still, and what we'd want to be seeing here is we want a three-wave move to the upside, and the maximum distance that it could travel would be this 3582. So what we'd want to see is something like this play out, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially. Then we break down for a B wave, and then we have a C wave to the upside. So, like I said, at the moment, the structure is not great for this, so it is making me thinking that rather we are actually in a corrective move, and we're going to look to break to the downside. However, we can still, for as long as we hold this for 2493, we can potentially argue that we could look at this as a diagonal here, as a one, and then look for that wave two. So if this is the case, what we'd be looking for support from this zone would be, we've actually come into this 50% already, but it is possible we push down one more time and come down deeper towards a 786 maybe. Let me have a look at this. Let's pull this fib the other way around here. And if we pull this up into this high point, yeah, we can see this 1-to-1 is right on the 702. So if we do progress down into this zone, we can argue that potentially we've got this as a 1, 2, and then we look for 3, 4, 5 to the upside. So that would be my that's what I'll be looking for this bullish option. We want to hold this zone here. We wouldn't want to lose this area. So an interesting zone as well here is this 618 and 0.65, which is coming in at this 2631 to this 2619 area. This is a zone we could actually look to come back into here, find support, and look to move away from. So if we argue that we have something like that play out, effectively what we'd be looking for um, would be a move up towards the 3303 area for a fifth wave. So if we do develop up here in a bigger structure, this would be a zone that we could actually look to move into to confirm that that third wave rather. So we'd want to be moving up into this 3303 area for this third wave, and then we could say we have something like this playing out where we come back down 3, 4, and then a 5 to the upside. I need to change this degree because it's far too big. There. Yeah, so if we do move up past there, we'll be looking for this additional fourth and fifth to the upside, and then from there we'd be looking basically for this structure. What we'd want to see is a 5-wave move like this play out. We'd want to come back down, retest these zones, and then have another 5-wave move come up. But we wouldn't want to cross, like I said, this 3582. If we develop a 5-wave move that starts to break through these zones here, of this 3582, we'd have to just be careful that we don't have extension. And what I mean by that is from here, looking at this as a potential 1-2 from this point. And basically, if we do move up, let me just get this fib on you. If we move up past that 3566, actually, let me get it right on there. There we go. So this 3567 actually is the 1.618. If we do get a move that develops up here in a more impulsive move, where we start to see something like this play out and we actually get into this range, then we'd have to be careful that we don't actually have extension coming in here, where we look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then basically that would indicate that it would push much higher, and we'd have to revisit the subwaves back here and basically subdivide this potentially into something like this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we would be sort of within that third wave moving up. But like I said, there's nothing really indicating that that's actually playing out currently. If we maintain this zone, however, we can still look for this bullish potential. Um, that's, like I said, that 618 area will be an interesting zone to see if we actually push away from if we come back into it. If we do just actually break down past this 2493, then what I would be thinking of is rather something like this is playing out, where we're getting a corrective move down. Let me delete this off of here. So we could still see this play out like this within this channel. We've only got one touch point at the top at the moment, but basically this is just working off of using these two bottom touch points here and then pulling it off of that top one. And effectively what we could see is a move back down to this bottom trend line here, where we look to complete this as either a W, X, and a Y, or alternatively an A, B, and a C, and we get a 5-wave move. If we do get a 5-wave move, off of the current structure, we'd have to argue that we would be confirming that by moving down towards this. Let me get it right on there. This 2495. If we break this 2495, then we can argue that we actually have a 5-wave move here, where this has become a wave 1, 2, 3, would get a 4th, and then we'd look for a 5th to the downside, potentially coming down into this channel area. So, I mean, this is still a possibility. The 1-to-1 would be here, this 2414. So, if we do break down, this would be an area that I'd be looking for potential to bounce. If we do start to break down deeper, though, however, we'd have to just be careful. Like I said, I can't see anything impulsive within here unless we're looking at it as a diagonal. But even then, so if we wanted to look at it as a diagonal, we'd have to say that this would be a 1, 2. Do we actually come up above it here? Yeah, we do. So we couldn't look at it from there. Yeah, so as a diagonal, it doesn't really make sense either. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense as a diagonal. So at the moment, it just looks like a corrective structure. So yeah, basically, if we do break down, I will be looking for it to potentially be in a corrective mode like this. And basically, if we do start to break down too deep here, and we take out the area, if I just turn this back on, if we take out this area of this wave 2, it would invalidate this as a diagonal, and effectively then we wouldn't be able to look for this continuation to the upside here in this 5th. Though until we actually do that, we could still see this. If we do break down deeper here, this would be the zone we're looking for, that support 1667 to this 1197 area. If we fail to hold this zone, though, I would be looking for that continuation. If we lose this lower range of this 1197, it becomes more likely that actually we're going to take out this 936 zone. So we just need to give it a bit of space here and see how we react. This is looking for either an A, B, and a C to the upside. So if this is a 5-wave move, it needs to move much higher here. But if it's just a 3-wave structure and we look at it completing here and we do come back into this zone, a 1-to-1 would bring us back up to this 4615, and then that would just be a bigger corrective move, and then we'd probably be looking to continue from that point. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. Once we get a bit more structure on this move to the downside here, we can potentially identify more moves within here, and we can look for that continuation. If we do get this WXY to the downside, effectively we need to just watch the retracement again and see how we react in this 2675 to this 2835 area. If we do continue to, or if we do bounce up into that range, what I would be looking out for is the fact that this could become a bigger move to the downside, where we get this whole move here as an A, we come up for a B, and then we actually look to push down again for a C wave, and that could be looking to actually move down towards this zone here. So that's basically the options that we're looking at within that structure. There is also the potential here, I forgot to mention, that if we do manage to hold this low point and we actually look to push to the upside, we could see something like this play out, where we actually form this as a B wave here, and then we push up for the C wave to this area here of this 1-to-1 would bring us to this 3079 off of the current area. But if we do break down deeper towards that 618 area, this would obviously bring this down slightly. But if we do just form a 3-wave structure like this, we could actually be setting ourselves up for a for a bigger move to the downside, where this becomes an A, a B, and a C. Alternatively, it could just be a truncated 5th in this diagonal if we get this 3-wave move. There's no need for it to go all the way up there. It could quite easily just truncate and complete here if it does play out like that, and then we could actually just look for that breakdown from the C wave point here. So yeah, there's a couple of possibilities. It really depends if we manage to hold this green support box area and this low point. If we do manage to hold these zones, we can potentially look for that continuation up. But if we fail to do so, I would be looking for this continuation to the downside. And like I said, ideally what we're looking for is a deeper retracement into this zone here. So this would be the zone that I would be looking to actually come down with, and it wouldn't be. I don't think it's not going to be a direct move. It's probably going to be something like this, where we form an A wave, we come up for a B wave, we form a C wave, we come up, and then we come down, something like this. It is possible, like I said as well. We could develop some good structure within here, but we don't have it at the moment. So this is what we're just keeping an eye on. The most immediate moves are these ones here, and we'll have to see if these play out, and then from those points we can sort of take it to the next level. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Always happy to hear from you. In the description below, you will also find a link to the Discord. Why not check it out? It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just add mention a member of staff, and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Everyone, we're going to leave it there. Have a great day.